On today's show, we will discuss travel, and later we will have Mizpah Glenny join us to share all about Arrows Christian Academy. I recently took notice of one of my rose bushes out in my front yard. What was once a beautiful, beautiful bush overflowing with gorgeous roses now looked, well, kind of tired, sparse, clearly struggling. And at first I couldn't figure it out, but then I saw something. Right in the center of that bush, growing tall and strong, was a section that looked pretty healthy. Bright green leaves, thick branches. It looked very promising. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized it wasn't part of that rose bush at all. The leaves were different, the branches didn't match, and quite frankly, there wasn't a single flower on it. It was bearing nothing. That thing, that strong, thriving plant, was a weed, and it was sucking the life out of my beautiful rose bush. And I couldn't help but think, isn't that exactly what happens in our lives sometimes? Like, how easy it is to let in something that seems so harmless. It might even look good on the outside. And it fits in, and it grows, and it takes root. And over time, we start to think that it belongs there. But while it gets stronger, we start to fade. It gives us nothing. No fruit, no joy, no growth. Or if it does, it's all false. And it just takes root. And the worst part is, we don't even notice it. Sometimes until it's too late. When I finally recognized that weed and what it was really doing, I went and I grabbed my pruning shears and I went to work on it. And let me tell you, it was not easy. I got pricked several times. I accidentally cut away parts of the bush that was really good, trying to untangle it all. And when it was over, there was a big mess, a whole cleanup mission in the front yard. It took time and it hurt, but it was necessary. So I challenge you to evaluate the things in your life. Take a closer look and determine what is producing beautiful fruit and what looks like fruit, but is really producing nothing. What is pulling you away from God, stealing your beauty inside and out? Once you recognize your weed in disguise, pull it out. And start to recognize what the original beauty is supposed to look like. And yes, it might be painful, but when we remove what doesn't belong, we make space for growth, for clarity, for the real fruit, the kind that honors God and has the potential to nourish others. So don't be afraid to pick up your pruning shears. It will be worth it, because at the end of the day, we were not meant to just survive. We were meant to bear fruit. Good, healthy, lasting fruit. And we're just three ladies with big opinions, always backed by a biblical standpoint. So pull up that seat, grab your coffee, and let's talk about it.
This segment is brought to you by Harry's Construction, whose motto is, "If you can dream it, we can create it." They are the kitchen and bath design experts, so call Harry's Construction for all your remodeling needs.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. Today we're going to discuss one of my favorite things to do. I have a sense of adventure and I love to travel.
I would like to travel more. That is definitely on my bucket list.
I agree. I would like to travel more. I love to.
Yeah.
Since I had children, I have not traveled nearly as much as I did prior to.
Yeah. Travel doesn't have to be like exotically traveling. I just like to go places.
Even like little road trips.
Yeah. And I like to meet people and see things. And now, like, I don't have kids to take with me, so I like to, I love just traveling with me and John. I don't like to ride in the car.
Yeah.
But I've kind of learned to enjoy riding in the car.
You prefer to hop on a plane?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Some people have insane plane anxiety, so you just never know, like, what's your preference?
I don't love planes, but I'd pick it over driving in a car for long hours.
Yeah.
I just don't like that.
Right.
So that's why. But I feel like for me with traveling, we've been to Florida so many times. I'm like, there's more to the world than Florida. Like, can we go somewhere else? Florida's nice and all, but like, let's see other parts. So I think for me, in these past years, I've really been like, I want to travel to different areas and see what else the world has.
I usually go to Florida at least once a year, and I love Palm Beach, and it's because it's where we go, it's very relaxing, and there's no pressures on me at all, and everything is there at that resort. Like, I don't have to leave it if I don't want to. But I think one of my favorite trips was a place that I would not have expected to be one of my favorite trips. Because my husband travels for his work. He went to Utah, and he kept saying, oh, we got to go to Utah. And my daughter and I are like, we're thinking Utah camping. We're not campers. Yeah. I am not a camper, not a camper. So we're like, no, we're not going to do this. And he talked us into it, and it was one of the most beautiful places.
I have heard it's so beautiful.
It is unbelievable. And we talk about going back all the time. Yeah, I would love to visit that place again. But I also dream about driving out west.
That's on my bucket list too.
Yeah, I want to drive like out to South Dakota and then sightsee across like the big sky country. I don't know. But I am a beach person at heart, just saying.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place to go?
Well, so I got a lot of adventure out of me prior to being married, and I actually got to live in Australia for 5.5 months. So I did study abroad over there. But while I was there, I don't know, what I was thinking. I'm glad I was thinking this way, but I got to travel to Fiji and New Zealand. And I would say the kindest humans that I ever encountered were New Zealanders. So I would love to go back there. I did a tour of the southern island. There was a whole North Island I didn't get to see. And Fiji was breathtaking, like pictures, you just could walk forever and pick up these starfish. They would just melt into your hands, and they were vibrant colors, and it was really, really beautiful. But I was so young. I did appreciate it, but I feel like if I went back now, I'd probably have a different appreciation. Those are like the furthest places I've ever been. But I did grow up going to the beach, because we were only an hour and a half from the Jersey Shore. Yeah. So I feel like I am a beach girl at heart.
Right. Yeah.
I just love, like you said earlier, I could just sit in the sun, like just relax, read a good book, have my feet in the water. That's like my dream of like good vacation. Now my children are old enough where it's like fun and enjoyable to do those things. Yeah. When they were babies, I just really didn't have a desire to travel with.
Yeah.
Some people pack up their kids and put them in their backpacks and go across country, and I just didn't.
Yeah, I get that. I think for me, like I like North Carolina. That's somewhere my family went growing up, and so I have a good memories of going there. So I like to go back to North Carolina. A few years ago, my husband and I went to Vegas, and people can have negative things about Vegas, but man, we had a blast. There was so much to do, so much to see, so many good shows that we went to. It doesn't have to be like the bad parts of Vegas, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we said we would go back. We really enjoyed that trip. So, but again, there's more to see. So I know by the time this airs, we will be going to Aruba, Bonaire, and Carousel, the islands, and I'm so excited to see the islands and to experience that. I just want to experience more of the world. Like, I would love to go to Israel, Paris,
I think that's the one thing that you learn so much more about the world and the way of people when you travel, right? Yeah. You get to experience it. You can talk about it. You can read about it. You can watch movies, but until you actually go, right, your world is really changed. And I think that's like probably the one thing that I really love. Even I traveled to Texas. Like, people are so different. You travel down south,
for sure.
Just the way of living, the culture. I did a missions trip in Baton Rouge, and we were in a Cajun area, and it was like wildly different than I grew up outside of Philadelphia. Right, so you just learn about culture and people, and and they're all God's children. So like, why not? Like, let's learn more about it. I just think it's so fun, but it's through experience.
I think, okay, so we go to Palm Beach. The first year we went, we met this couple in the pool, because everybody just hangs out at the pool all day. It's like what you do. I mean, and so we're in the pool, and I meet this couple from Kentucky. And we got, as the week goes, you see the same people, you talk to the same people every day. We got to really get to know them, and they were just good-hearted people. We've been to their house twice.
Oh my gosh,
So-
that's so fun.
In Kentucky, right? So we just went for the 4th of July. Okay, so last year we go back to Palm Beach, and we're like, yeah, we're not going down there to make any friends. We're not talking to people. We're not bringing people home. They're not taking us home. We're not meeting people. Right? Right. Not talking to anybody. Yeah, right. We meet a couple from Wisconsin. My husband hired him
Oh my
to
gosh.
work for his company, and he stayed at his house twice. He has a house on a lake up in Wisconsin, and they love us to death.
Oh my gosh.
They
that's
love us
amazing.
to death. They're like, hey, Teresa, when are you going to come out and see us? And it's like we've known them forever. So for me, that's the beauty of travel, is I've met some really cool people traveling, even if it's just for a minute, or friendships that last.
That's
it's
really
just
wonderful.
fun. But I'm a people person, so it's like really easy for me to do that. Just,
Yeah.
you
That's,
know.
yes, I feel like how
Yeah.
we are also.
And
But
the Wisconsin people, we left them. We were there in September. We left. Kevin gets sick. It's very serious, and we stood in the gap for Kevin. And he sent us a video a few months ago. He rang the bell. He's cancer free, and I just feel like that was a divine appointment, you know, for that vacation. Like there was.
And I actually wanted to ask, like, how do we, travel is a time of rest, refreshing, exploring, and all that. But how do we bring God into our travels? And
Yeah,
I think that's a great example.
They invited us to their condo to show us something. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going up in there. And I said, I don't know, maybe we should leave the door open, and I was just joking around. But that conversation while we were in that room with them was about, are we practicing Christians? Because he grew up Catholic, and it was just a lot of things. And he got to ask us about our faith, and it was a really good time. So God has a way of just kind of mixing things up and bringing things around full circle.
I think it's to go back to your question, I think it's just like every day, all right, God, here I am. If you want me to talk to someone, let me open my mouth, right? Or put them in the line that I am getting my coffee at, or something.
Right. How
Just
many
something
times
like
have you heard,
simple.
like, on the plane, someone
Oh,
sits
yeah,
next
right.
to you, and they start telling you a little bit of their life, and you're like, oh, wait, there's an opportunity.
So just stepping out in faith, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Being open to it. And sometimes we can get so sidetracked by, we're going to this place, I want to get there, I want to relax, that we miss sometimes the opportunity that God has given us to be a witness on an airplane, in the line for coffee, whatever, and just being more open to receive those moments.
Yeah,
I think is a great way to add God into the travel.
I do. And when I see beauty, like I can't, every time I see the ocean, I think the same thing. That song, who told the ocean it could only go this far?
Yeah.
I always think that, like, there's always so many ways that you can filter your travel.
I think that's why I want to see more of the world, because God has such beauty everywhere, and so I want to see it.
Yeah.
His splendor is literally everywhere.
Yeah. It's captivating.
It is.
Yeah, I
It
feel like.
It's more than just Florida.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Oh, that ocean, it can only go that far, Kelly.
I love Florida, but
Right.
there's more. I wanted to share a verse. Hebrews 4:9-11 says, there remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from their works, just as God did for his. Let us therefore make every effort to enter that rest, so that no one will perish by following their example of disobedience. Rest is important, and that's why travel can be so important.
Yes. So there you have it, folks. Wherever you decide to go, wherever you decide to travel, just be sure to take the Lord with you, and take it from me, he will put people in your life every single time. And when we come back, we will have our guest for the day.
When it's time for a new roof, Champion Roofing is your best choice. We're a certified award-winning roofing contractor, meaning your roof is done right the first time. Call today.
Champion Roofing, we're the solution.
Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. We have a really sweet guest with us today, and I've interviewed before on another one of our affiliates.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in Altoona these
Sure,
days.
yeah. I'm Mizpah Glenny. I am currently the head of school at Arrows Christian Academy. And I've lived in Altoona for about 5 years now. Before that, we lived in Tyrone. My husband and I have been in youth ministry and working with youth for a long time, since we've been married pretty much. And we have 5 kiddos. They range from 17 to 8 months old, so there's big gaps in between there. And
So fun.
It's a lot of fun with what we do. But just run the school, and that's my focus right now.
How long has the school been operating?
This will be our 5th year as a
5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So have you operated it from the beginning?
Yes. My husband and I and a team of other people started the school, launched it out, and we started in 2020 as just a hybrid and just kind of testing it out, feeling out what it was, trying to figure out what our purpose was as a school.
Was that during COVID?
Kind of. It's like towards the fall of COVID.
Okay.
But it wasn't necessarily in response to COVID. It was more of a vision. God gave us a vision to really reach out to the next generation in a way that helps them see and find purpose. And so that was kind of the initial, like, we really want to be with kids on a regular basis in a way that we can help them develop skills to know their purpose that God has given them.
It's K through 12?
No, it's K through 8th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, so we really think of it as kind of a launching pad. So like, we want to give them that firm foundation so that from the young age to 8th grade, they are getting a solid foundation. They're getting prepared and equipped with skills that they need, life skills and leadership skills and relational skills and, those kinds of things that they can take with a biblical foundation, and they can be launched out then to whatever school that they and their families want to go.
Hard on a kid, do you think?
Hard on a kid to launch out from 8th grade?
Like from 8th grade.
So far, we've seen good things in the students that have graduated, and they seem to be like ready. They know that they're getting like launched out into a different part of the world, the different setting, and so we've seen good success. We've had small classes so far, but we've seen some good success, and kids are doing really well in high school.
What are some things that you are doing different than public school?
Sure. Yeah. We, of course, we really focus on that biblical foundation. So instilling identity in Christ and getting the Word of God inside of our students. And then we also really love entrepreneurial things. So like part of our mission is, that biblical worldview, but then cultivating identity in Christ, a love for learning, and then creativity that could change the world. So helping them become aware, what are the needs that you see around the world? What are the needs you see in your community? And then how can you, with your creativity, with the God-given skills you have inside of you, with the giftings inside of you, how can you help fill those needs in those things?
Can you share the idea that you guys did with the well? I really love that.
Our first year as a full-time school, so this would have been 2021, we had this idea. I showed the students, the older students, a video of the founder of Charity Water, and some of them were just completely blown away by like the fact that some people in the world do not have clean water, and this is like a tragedy to them. They just were really blown away by that. So we were like, okay, what if we could raise money to build a well for kids in another country? And so they got together, and we did a few things. They created and designed Christmas cards, and so we did that, took their designs and uploaded them, made a digital version of it, and printed Christmas cards and sold those, and made a lot of money that year. And then, with that project. And then they also did a mini business fair, and created their own little businesses. And we had this fair, and all our church was all invited, and whoever, all the parents and everybody. But then they raised money through that, and they ended up raising over $11,000.
Wow! I knew it was really significant. I couldn't remember the number,
which was like, we were just blown away by that. And so it was enough to build a well in Madagascar.
Oh,
beautiful.
It was really neat. They were so
yeah.
excited. Yeah.
It's great that you're, teaching them that, hey, it's not all, everything's not all perfect. Like we see here, we think we have it pretty easy.
Right.
Show them that, it's not like that everywhere.
That awareness is so important.
Like you can go take your water bottle and fill it up. There's nowhere in, you know, in that part of the country,
Right.
in the world that can do that.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing when children take that ownership, because then they start to feel a purpose and a passion, and then it helps like solidify their identity. Who they are. And, I can make a difference and go change the world.
Yeah.
You know, just by making a Christmas card and selling it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously God's hand was all over that, because $11,000 is very significant.
It was.
For your second year, I feel like.
Yeah.
Now, does your school, is it like, does it run like the public schools as far as the day goes, as far as like a 9 to
it's a normal daily schedule, like 8 to 3 basically is our schedule, and they come in. We have chapels Mondays and Fridays, which are really fun times, you know, learning. We do a lot of songs that help them memorize scripture, which is really fun, and then they do get to do regular worship songs as well, and then they get a message every time. And so we have those. We have, you know, then our regular academic classes, and we have gym classes, and then Fridays are when we're doing electives. So we really are doing some things, especially with middle school, focused on entrepreneurship skills. And like, there's a course that we're going to try this year, I think, that helps build entrepreneurship skills and marketing skills and that, and then they're going to join actually with King's Academy to do the Acton Business Fair in the spring. So
I love that you guys are joining together. That's so important. Like, you guys both have hearts for
we
kids.
do.
And so I love to see that, you know, it's not a competition. We love like however we can work together.
Right.
That's our heart. So we are excited to see what God's going to do. And it's nice when something's established that you can like join in on, right? So like if there's something that they have, we can join in on, then we would do that also, right? So it's just this a beautiful partnership.
Build off of each other.
So it's a tuition-based school.
Yes.
Clearly, it's not funded by
Correct.
anything.
It's tuition-based, and we do get what's called EITC. So there's a program in Pennsylvania where families and businesses can give their state tax money towards scholarship money for our students. So a lot of our students get help through that program, which is a great program.
beautiful.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
That I've never heard of that.
It's my husband talks more about, he deals with that side of it, so I don't know all the details as much, but he's just found great success, and there's businesses that are like, I'd rather my money go to this school than, So
wow.
it's an amazing program. They're very thankful for it.
How many kids do you have?
We have we've ranged anywhere, like when we first started it was like 30 something into like 50 something, and we're kind of right in the middle now, like about 45 or 48, I think.
Which I feel like that's a really sweet spot, because you get the time to really pour into each child. When it gets too big too fast, it is really hard to maintain that really, like the connecting.
Right.
That I feel like you and Theron are both such connectors, so it's like, that's a beautiful spot.
I love that about it, that the small classes allow the teachers to really dive deep with students.
And for them to know one another.
I don't know. And the community that's built. It's really, that's
what would you say the average class size is?
Let's see. We have from about 8 to 12. 12 is like our max, or 12 to 15 is our max, but probably 8 is probably the average.
That's a good class size.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your older children really like love being with the younger, or the younger love being with the older? Like, do you see that connection?
Yes.
Kind of.
That integration with the grades is really fun too, and we're able to because we're so small. So what we do, we have scheduled throughout the year outdoor adventure days, and we take the whole school with us. And our first one of the year, we split them up into teams. So we have like 7th and 8th graders that are captains, and then they get like, multiple kids from other grades, and they have a team. And one of our traditions is they have to build a boat together, like with recyclable materials, like boxes and milk jugs and things like that. They can, and lots of duct tape, and then they build their boat, and then we we put one of the younger kids with a life jacket in the boat and see how long they float, you know. But it's just been such a fun tradition for the last couple of years that they just are like, let's, you know, they can't wait for this time to go build a boat together.
I love how she's explaining that. She starts to giggle because in my mind I'm thinking, oh no.
They're going down. They're going down.
You're going. You're in
so
for it.
fun. And then we do it like in the first couple of days of school, so it's still summertime. You know, it's still warm out and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
That is awesome.
Okay, so we would love for you to consider arrows. If nothing else, man, I want to try it just to see the kid in the boat. But we will put the contact information on our screen for you, and please consider your child going to Arrows. Sounds like a great Christian school with a lot of fun. And when we come back, we will have your scripture for the day.
Made by Vogel is a father and son business that produces high-quality handmade wooden products such as cutting boards, bowls, bottle stoppers, and more. Products for sale can be found on their Etsy site or in downtown Altoona at the Clay Cup. You can't go wrong buying from Made by Vogel.
Next time, we will discuss teenage years. Later, we will have Alyssa Carpenter join us to share about dwarfism.
So actually, it took longer for Colin than most kids. So it only shows up, he has achondroplasia dwarfism. It's the most common type when you think of, you know, short arms, short legs. There's actually 200 kinds. I knew nothing about any of this, right? And so my husband and I were shocked. We also get the question a lot, is it hereditary? And it is not.
All that and more next time on Let's Talk About It.
Welcome back for the verse of the day. In light of our recent conversation, I leave you with John 15, 1-2. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes that it will be even more fruitful. Thank you, Lord, that even when I don't always recognize what's taking me away, you step up and do the weeding and the pruning for me, and I am grateful. Thank you for joining us today. We will see you next week for another episode of Let's Talk About It.
Impact Productions, a multi-layer technology company providing on-site, online, and in-studio video services. Contact Impact Productions to capture your story.
For generations, Dick's Home Care has been providing the best equipment and service for patient care at home. Stay in your home without worry with Bruno mobility products from Dick's Home Care. Bruno has the highest rated stair lift of any brand. They're American-made quality stair lifts and are expertly installed in less than a day. Keep your loved one at home and safe from falls on the stairs with a Bruno stair lift. Call the leader in home medical equipment, Dick's Home Care.